One day I was waiting at a bus stop at approximately 6:30 a.m. Clouds covered the sunrise, which made visibility less. A street light lit up the road, and I stood with my crutches at the bus stop across from my apartment building. I wore a heavy coat to compensate for the early fall lower 40-degree weather, with a shoulder bag and heavy backpack, which held folders, pencils, and a laptop. There are 2 cats that live in the house to my left, up a ways across from the cement driveway. Then, to my delight, one of the cats walked up to the property dividing fence. The cat with the chest and shoulders of Siamese descent, and the rest of its body and tail showing tabby breed. It seemed very mellow and sauntered over to the pole at the fence's endpoint and rubbed its side against it, and then stood still and looked at me, I assumed, thinking. I was thinking too, should I speak to the little animal or remain silent? Since I wasn't feeling very conversant, I just stood still and watched. Within a few seconds, he or she slowly walked over and came close. It stretched out its head and rubbed its cheek against one of my crutch's poles, then its body. Then it moved over and leaned against my left leg and rubbed with what I considered to be considerable affection. I was moved emotionally and sad as I looked downward. Nice kitty, nice kitty, kitty. The cat went back and forth for a few seconds, rubbing against my leg. However, when I moved my crutches so that I could reach down and pet it with my hand, this frightened the cat somewhat, and it quickly moved a step back a foot or 2. I straightened up and was still. Then the cat moved forward and dropped to the ground. It lay down on its back, exposing its tummy, and curled, squirming its body around back and forth with its paws slightly bent, rubbing its back against the cement. I thought this was obviously an act of vulnerability and trust, exposing its underside to a human. I was flattered and became endeared to the cat. Then the bus pulled up and I got on. I've made 2 nearly successful suicide attempts during my lifetime. So when it comes to the subject of suicide, it seems that the solution to the problem of self-destruction would be to find what personally makes our life worthwhile and to act on that. So then what makes life worthwhile? Every day, every morning, I need to ask myself this question. Why get out of bed? Why take a bath or shower? Why get dressed and go out? Ride the bus to somewhere. Somewhere to work or play, to socialize or to read. Explore ideas, places, people, and things. I am curious. Is curiosity a positive trait? Depends on what we are curious about. It is bad to be curious about the wrong things. It's possible to go in the wrong direction. So what gives us the right direction? Our guidelines. If we have a Bible handy, I have one on a small table next to my living room chair. What does it say to do daily, weekly, and for an extended period of time? Social acceptance contributes to making life seem worthwhile. How does the mentally ill person find friends? If we cannot love one another within church walls, there will be injury of souls that God intended to receive His mercy and grace. If we cannot find God's love within the church, then we will have to look elsewhere, for God will provide. Look in libraries or coffee shops or riding on a city bus. Friendship and love somewhere, someplace. I sometimes find love in unexpected places that help me to feel that life is worthwhile. For example, occasionally from little furry friends. Such brief encounters as with the neighborhood cat can make life seem worthwhile, at least for the moment, or potentially longer, depending on the circumstance. In my book, Schizophrenia and Suicide, Finding Hope, Meaning, and Direction, I share how as a person with schizophrenia, the thought of suicide for me, and also for others with this disease, can be a constant threat to our well-being. In this book, I explore the topic of survival, for whom self-destruction through suicide is all too common in the age of medicine, psychotherapies, and peer counseling. In addition, what role do faith communities play in counteracting this affliction? And what are the responsibilities of the mentally ill themselves in choosing life over death by finding real meaning for their lives?